Welcome back to Dinar Community Channel. In a dramatic turn of events shaking the international currency arena, a confidential communication, reportedly originating from the governor of Iraq's central bank, CBI, has leaked into elite banking circles, igniting speculation and strategic positioning across the globe. While the document has yet to be officially acknowledged, multiple senior contacts within Tier 1 financial institutions have verified its authenticity. Since its quiet emergence on July 18, 2025, the memo has been making swift rounds among foreign exchange insiders, suggesting that the long-rumored revaluation (RV) of the Iraqi dinar (IQD) could be far closer to reality than previously believed. For years, the IQD has been the subject of passionate speculation, particularly in the United States, where a devoted community of investors has been patiently awaiting a potential rate adjustment. This latest disclosure, however, is different. It hints at final-stage operational readiness and a coordinated policy shift with far-reaching consequences for both Iraq's monetary standing and global exchange markets. The leaked note reportedly details technical terms such as harmonized monetary mechanism, depegged rate recalibration, and final coordination with international lending institutions, phrases that, while obscure to the public, are widely understood by central banking professionals to indicate preparations for a structural currency transformation. Particularly striking is a line referencing Phase 3 implementation readiness, which analysts interpret as proof that the necessary systems and safeguards for a new IQD rate are already in place, awaiting only top-level political and diplomatic approval. Signals of a coordinated global move. According to market observers, this leak suggests that the CBI's strategy has shifted from theoretical discussions to actionable logistics. Sources indicate that Iraq is now working in close partnership with the International Monetary Fund (IMF), the U.S. Treasury, and Iraq's Ministry of Finance to finalize the rollout. The nature and timing of the leak have left some debating whether it was an unplanned breach or a calculated, trial balloon, designed to prepare markets and measure reactions. Either way, the ripple effect is being felt worldwide, especially among those holding positions in other historically undervalued currencies such as the Vietnamese dong (VND) and Zimbabwean dollar (ZWL). Why the Iraqi dinar matters. The IQD was once among the most respected currencies in the Middle East, buoyed by Iraq's strong oil exports and regional influence in the 1970s and 80s. Decades of sanctions, wars, and political turmoil, especially following the 1991 Gulf War and 2003 U.S.-led invasion, eroded that strength. Iraq's adoption of a dual exchange rate system created deep inefficiencies and fueled speculation in foreign investor circles, but the currency remained stubbornly undervalued despite the country's oil wealth, young workforce, and improving trade relations. Now, the combination of economic stabilization and internal CBI readiness has analysts convinced that Iraq is preparing to end this long chapter of uncertainty. Market reactions and technical indicators. Within 72 hours of the leak's circulation, foreign exchange platforms tracking Middle Eastern currencies recorded a 3.4% jump in IQD trading volume, driven not just by retail speculators but by significant institutional interest. Order books are tightening, liquidity is constricting, and demand is rising, classic signs that a currency adjustment may be imminent. In parallel, Iraq's central banking system has undergone visible upgrades to its digital infrastructure, along with heightened enforcement of Know Your Customer (KYC). Compliance protocols, steps usually taken before a major monetary policy change. Oil export contracts are now being written with rare rate adjustment clauses, suggesting trade partners are bracing for an updated IQD valuation. Projections vary widely, with some predicting a staged revaluation to 25 cents per dinar and others envisioning a leap toward full parity levels near $1.32. Regardless of the final figure, analysts agree, this is no longer a question of if, but when. Vietnam and Zimbabwe, the other pieces of the puzzle. While Iraq's potential revaluation dominates headlines, the Vietnamese dong (VND) is quietly being reevaluated by its own central bank. Vietnam's rapid economic ascent, fueled by export dominance in manufacturing, earned it an upgrade to upper-middle-income status by the World Bank. In July 2025, VND-USD swap volumes tripled compared to May, driven largely by institutional moves rather than retail speculation. If Iraq revalues, Vietnam may follow with a modest 3%-8% appreciation over the next quarter, transforming the VND into a more prominent regional reserve currency and reinforcing Vietnam's role as a balanced, inflation-resistant trade partner in Southeast Asia. Meanwhile, Zimbabwe's historically troubled currency is undergoing its own quiet revolution. After securing a $2.44 billion SDR package from the IMF earlier this year, the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe has launched the ZWLD, a gold-backed, blockchain-enabled digital currency designed to stabilize value and rebuild trust. Early integration trials with South African banks show promise. Should Iraq and Vietnam proceed with successful adjustments, Zimbabwe could introduce the ZWLD at an estimated 2 cents 6 cents per unit, a monumental leap from its legacy valuation. IMF hints and expert confirmation. While the CBI remains silent, the IMF released a bulletin on July 20, 2025 emphasizing the discretion member states have in timing and method when adjusting currency values under structured reform agreements. The language closely mirrors that of the leaked Iraqi document, reinforcing speculation that the IMF is indirectly signaling support. Experts are weighing in. Dr. Mikhail Al-Assad of the World Bank says Iraq now meets the 3 macroeconomic conditions necessary for a successful revaluation. 1. Sustained fiscal surplus. 2. Dominance in energy exports. 3. Sovereign control over monetary policy. Bloomberg MENA journalist Carla Gregg added, "Greater than, if this memo is authentic, it could be one of the most consequential central bank disclosures of the decade." Iraq is not just aiming for regional stability, it's positioning for global monetary credibility. Investor guidance. How to navigate this moment. For holders of IQD, VND, or ZWL, the current environment is one of cautious opportunity. However, the dangers of misinformation are real. Investors are advised to wait for official confirmation via CBI announcements, the Iraqi Gazette, or recognized banking partners before making moves. Avoid private exchange offers or special rate deals, stick with FDIC-insured banks and NFA-registered currency dealers. Prepare tax strategies in advance to manage potential gains. Track Tier 1 banks like Chase, Wells Fargo, and PNC, which are rumored to be preparing for structured redemptions. Keep all documentation ready, including proof of purchase, government ID, and active bank accounts. Possible timeline. Analysts anticipate a phased rollout. Days 1 to 7. Private institutional exchanges under NDAs. Days 7 to 14. Public announcement window. Days 14 to 30. Structured bank appointments for high-priority clients before general access. Beyond day 30. Full integration of the new rate into global Forex systems. Delays are possible if IMF coordination, political stability, or parliamentary approvals falter, but momentum appears strong. A global financial turning point. Whether this leak marks the start of a historic monetary reset or serves as a strategic stress test, one truth is clear: the global currency landscape is shifting. Iraq's potential revaluation is not happening in isolation. It's part of a broader trend toward decentralized, asset-backed, and policy-stabilized monetary systems. The next few weeks could confirm one of the most anticipated currency events of the century, or reveal it as one move in a far more complex geopolitical strategy. Either way, the tremors are already being felt far beyond Baghdad's borders. Like and subscribe for more videos.